only 80 companies reporting this week, and it won't be until next week and the week after that we really see the deluge of S&P 500 companies. But this week is showcasing some of the top names that we all should be paying attention to, if nothing else, to see what's going on in certain sectors and the trends that are there. You might be surprised, because I was with these 5 stocks. What are they? Let's dive right in and see. So the first one is one of the big banks, Bank of America, ticker BAC. Now, other than JP Morgan, I would rank Bank of America as one of the favorites among the banking analysts. And you can see why by its earnings surprise record. It only has 2 misses in the last 5 years. And those shares were just looking real good there before the pandemic. But we are still in the midst of it. So the shares are struggling a bit here. But this is going to be one that a lot of people are going to be tuning into to see what's happening among the big banks. And then we're going to switch over to insurance, the boring area of insurance. But look at this chart. It doesn't look too boring at all. So the Progressive Corp, ticker PGR, is this chart. And they have a pretty good track record over the last couple of years of beating. Prior to that, it was a little more dubious, but they only have those 2 misses since 2018. So that's a pretty good record. And these shares were treading water for a little bit there because there wasn't much catalyst as to moving them higher after the big move of the prior years. And they were a little pricey, but they've gotten another move higher here to another 5-year high. And so I guess you can't count out the property and auto insurers here, because this is a real hot chart. Then I'm going to switch over to another insurance company, but this is on the healthcare side. This chart is also somewhat surprising right here. So UnitedHealth Group, UNH, they've got a great record. They haven't missed in 5 years, but these shares too were looking for some catalyst over the last couple of years. But now, seemingly ahead of a presidential election, it's getting a little bit of a boost here and busting out to new 5-year highs. Now, I'm acting surprised about that ahead of the election, because historically over the last several elections since Obamacare came into being in 2010, these shares of the health insurers tend to trade lower heading into a presidential election until there's some certainty about who's going to win or whatnot. People mainly stay away from the health insurers because it gets a little more risky ahead of the election, but not this one and not this time. So what kind of signal could that be sending? I'm going to leave it to you to decide, but this is a hot chart too, like the Progressive, and we could see this really exploding higher into the end of the year. So this is going to be an important earnings report for UnitedHealth Group and all of the health insurers. And then I'm going to switch over to another bank, but this is one of the regional banks. So PNC Financials is ticker PNC. It's one of my favorites of the regional banks, just because of what their loan portfolio looks like and what they focus on. So keep that in mind with the regional banks. Each one is different, and each one is susceptible to whatever trends are happening in its particular region. So PNC is Pennsylvania-based, so keep that in mind. There are regional, Texas regional banks, California, Florida, other hot areas you might want to be in. But this one of my favorites, it is coming off a big miss last quarter, and the stock chart looks similar to what some of the other big national banks look like, but maybe not quite as weak as some of those. So this is the start of when the regional banks will also be reporting, and this is one I'm going to be watching. And then we're going to finish up with some transports again. We already will have heard from Delta Airlines. United is coming up next, and it too is coming off a miss last quarter. Again, nobody really cares about the miss or the beat so much with the airlines this quarter. It's mostly about when will the demand return, how long can they hang on without further government help, and just basically when will travel really see an uptick. And so a lot of these questions, again, will not probably be answered in this quarter, but it's worth tuning into their earnings to find out what they see on the horizon, at least heading into the beginning of 2021. So there's an interesting group of stocks, as you can see, going this week. And United is going to be one of those that a lot of people do watch. So we're not going to hear any earnings reports from FANG this week, but why should we need to when you have charts like the Progressive or UnitedHealth looking like they look? It's wise to look beyond just FANG or FANGMAN when you're considering some of your stock investments. And all this week, there's going to be some more interesting charts. So you don't want to miss a single episode of the Earnings All-Stars, because I'm bringing you all of these kind of hidden gems in addition to the FANGs, which are coming soon. So you want to subscribe. You can get all our videos at zacks.com/YouTube. And I'll see you again next time with some more stocks.